The lie. The jewelry wasn't visible to the intruder.
Huh?
You said that the jewelry wasn't visible to the intruder. He didn't see it.
The jury?
You said the jewelry wasn't visible to the intruder.
So in her kitchen, when you walked through, there was soda bottles, 2-liter bottles that were up against that bar. That would have blocked any kind.
Now, there's no soda bottles on either side of this bar. There's no soda bottle here, and there's no soda bottle on this side. This jewelry is clearly visible to anybody that's walking by it. Also, the keys to the Jaguar over there, and Darlie's wallet was over here in this area, about the middle of the bar.
Kind of view of what was on that bar. The only thing on the island was like a watch, and that wouldn't have been easily seen in the dark.
Okay.
You said the only thing on the island was like a watch, and that wouldn't have been able to be seen in the dark. First, you said there were soda bottles in the way, which there are no soda bottles on either side. Just on the other side of this, right here where my cursor is the drawer that Darlie used, says she used to get the towels out. All right. Now she says the only thing that was visible, the only thing that was out was a watch. This is a Rolex, ladies Rolex. It's a Rolex ladies presidential is what that watch is. If she would have bought it new, it'd be worth about $6,000. What you have here are 14 pieces of jewelry that are nice and clean and shiny. All right. Right here is the breakfast nook. The intruder would have came around this way, and then the wine rack is directly in front of my cursor there. The intruder, the knives are just about in this area on the counter. Now, how did he see those in the dark? There's no light. How did he see that in the dark, but he couldn't see this?
Okay, so did you ask the intruder if he saw it or not?
You know, I should have. Let me go back and redo this, and I'll.
Well, he was really nice. That was the nicest intruder in the world. He even washed the sink down for her.
Isn't that
funny? I think he was going to vacuum too.
Wet towels to apply to the boys' back.
Okay, Danelle.
Yeah. Now she goes on here about wet towels, right? But there was no diluted blood on the trail that was going back and forth to the sink that only had her footprints in it, by the way, and they were only leading away from the sink. But none of that blood was diluted. There was no water on that tile floor from dragging them out. So Darlie's got the cordless phone in one hand. She's got a towel to her other hand. She says she's bringing wet towels to him during the 911 call, but you don't hear the water running. What she do, wring them out. There's no diluted blood there.
Okay, Brian.
Why was the jewelry down there?
Why was the jury down there?
Why was the jewelry downstairs?
Because Darlie wore jewelry.
Right? Why was it downstairs that night?
Because she'd taken it off.
She took it off for what? She took it off for
to lay
what?
down and go to sleep.
No, she took it off. She took it. Let's go back to what you said before. She took it off.
You were suggesting that Helena was going to buy.
She knew what I was talking about. That jewelry was down there because Helena, the maid, was supposed to clean it up so she could sell it and buy it. That's why it was down there that night, right? So with the watch being around $6,000, these other add to the 4, they wanted $10,000 for it. That's why it was down there. And one of the things that most women don't take off when they go to sleep is your fucking wedding ring.
Buy some jewelry from her.
Oh, I never said that. I never said that. You just said that. You just said that.
Before. You also said
I've never said that before. Where did I say that at?
That's
Where did I say that at? So why was your wedding ring off?
Handprint in the sink that got washed away. That's a lie.
Right.
You
said there was a handprint in the sink that got washed away. What I said was there was a handprint on the couch, and when they sprayed the couch with luminol. Lieutenant Grant Jack watched that handprint go away. I never said it was in a sink because I know it wasn't in a sink, and she can't provide that where I've said it was in a sink because I know better.
also said that the dog found the sock down the alley. That's a lie.
A dog did find the sock down the alley. That's the absolute truth. A canine found the sock down the alley. And I did say that. She told me that's a lie. We all know the case. All of us that listen to the case know that it was a canine that was sniffing. As a matter of fact, you can hear Rich and Mystery Maverick both say that it indicated to them that when the dog sniffed and he stopped at that sock, it indicated to them that a car picked up the intruder and he went away. A dog did find it.
I never said no.
Yes, you did. I got a video of
The
you saying that.
dog
This
found
is
this.
what
Yeah,
happened,
a
Bryan.
sniffing dog. Yeah, a canine, a police dog did find it.
No, it did. No, sir. Try.
She's trying to tell me, no, sir, that a canine did not find that sock down the alley. Anybody that knows this case, including Rich, including Mystery Maverick, who have spoke on that dog finding the sock that she sits on their panels with. Now she's trying to say, no, they didn't.
Again.
All right, well, then you have. Okay, well, look. If a police dog didn't find that sock, then you have to go correct Mystery Maverick. Because she said that the police dog stopped at the sock, and that's how you know the intruder got away with in a car. So if I'm wrong.
Is that
Yep.
what you're doing? You're copying other people's content instead of.
Not copying other people's content. See, she tries to make it. As a matter of fact, I corrected Mystery Maverick on that. When I saw Mystery Maverick say that it indicated to her because the dog sniffed the sock up to that 75 yards away and found the sock, she said the dog stood there, and that indicated to her that a car picked him up. And I did correct her on that. I absolutely did. Look in any of my videos, type in Mystery Maverick gets it wrong, and you'll see it. She just said it was a lie that a dog found that sock. She said I was lying.
Learning it yourself?
No, I'm not copying her content.
Caught you.
But I know that she said that. Okay?
I know she said it, and I corrected it. I'm not copying her content. I know this case better than she does. Waddell was asleep in his cruiser. The medical examiner actually said that Damon can live no longer than a maximum of 9 minutes, which he didn't. She didn't say that. I corrected her.
She said that the dog walked up to it was a police dog that found the sock. She said that the dog walked up to it and stood stationary. That's how she knew the intruder left in the car. So if I'm wrong, then she's wrong, right?
You're wrong because the dog stopped at the road. He never smelled anything.
Okay, then if I'm wrong, Mystery Maverick and them are wrong. No, we know that a dog found it, okay? We know that a dog sniffed that sock out. We know that. First she said it was a lie. And now she's saying, well, it did happen, but the dog sniffed around it. Look at her. This is what she does to the public, you guys.
Okay, good. Good, because I put up a video about where Mystery Maverick was saying that he stopped at the sock. So she's wrong because he stopped.
He did not. I
he
have
didn't?
the report of the dog.
Okay, well, good.
See, now she's got the report of the dog. When she first started this conversation about the dog, she said, you lied. You said a dog found that sock. Now she's got the report. Oh, just like Mama Key. Just like Mama Key.
When did anything? He never
Good,
had a trail.
So he didn't. So the dog didn't find the sock.
No, Officer Ward found the sock. They found it when they were walking down the alleyway. He found.
Okay, so you need to correct Rich and them. The dog sniffed the blood off the sock. He sniffed around it because he alerted to the blood, Danelle. He alerted and stood stationary. That's what they do when they alert. They stand stationary.
Found it by a trash can.
But he did have a K9 with him, right?
No, he did not.
Yes, Officer Ward absolutely did have a K9 with him. She is lying.
So no K9 found the sock.
No K9 found the sock.
Why'd they bring a K9 out there?
Write it down.
I am gonna write it down.
They brought a K9 out there because they were grasping at straws, trying to find some kind of lead because they knew they couldn't find themselves out of a wet paper sack if they had to.
Spent a lot of time arguing with Danelle about the K9 finding the sock in the alley. And I was sure I was right. I even heard Mystery Maverick say that the dog went up to the sock and stopped right there, stood stationary, and that's how she came to the conclusion that an intruder was picked up by a car there. I did a whole ass video about it. Rich Prater had also claimed that the dog went up to the sock and stopped right there, and that a car picked him up. I believe I got Rich recorded saying that too. I believe that years ago that we were told by Darlie Key that it was the dog found the blood sock. So I'm in the middle of making this video about Danelle. Like, I got her. Like, I want to prove that she's not telling the truth. And I went to Pam with it, and she told me, I don't think a dog picked it up. We weren't sure. And I took it to the group in Justice for Devin and Damon. I said, I need clarification that it was actually a K9 cadaver dog that sniffed that sock out and found it. And one of our group members, Lisa Warner, said, no, you have to look in this testimony right here from Officer Thomas Wade and Officer Ferry, and they didn't mention a dog. And here I am just snapping and yelling at Danelle about this dog. And, oh, yes, there was a dog, because I've heard this before. I've heard it for a long time. But what I don't want to do is put out the wrong information about this particular case. I don't want to do that, and I can admit when I'm wrong. I researched, and I was digging and digging and digging for 2 days on this. And I couldn't find anything about the dog finding the sock, so I took it to the group. I did find, however, that there was a canine police dog out there by the name of Bexar, like she was talking about, that went around the house, sniffed around the house, and didn't find anything. But I could find no clarification of a dog actually going up to that sock and finding it. So I was sure of myself when I'm bickering with Danelle about this. And she told the truth on that one. And I got it wrong. And I absolutely 100% can admit when I'm wrong on this case. I appreciate Danelle for bickering with me about it. I appreciate the group for looking into this, because I want to put out only the facts in this case. And if I get something wrong, and it can be proven as something that's wrong, I want my subs and the people that know to call me out on it, because I do not want to put out false information about this case. Danelle was right. And I was wrong. And again, so were the supporters, Mystery Maverick and Rich Prater. Because Rich Prater made that comment too about the dog. I believe I've got it in one of my videos about the dog finding the sock. So on that note, I will offer my apology to Danelle for bickering with her about it and screaming at her about that. And a thank you for correcting me. I am teachable in this case. You can teach me. I got that wrong. And I don't want to do that to my subs. I don't want to do that to the people that listen to me. And I don't want to do that to Devin and Damon. So here I am owning it. Right here's the testimony. Okay, now when you got to 5709 Eagle Drive, did you notice anything unusual at that point? Answer, yes. This is rear entry houses and the alleyway in the drive, 5709 right here. And the trash was out. And beside the container was a white athletic tube sock. Type of sock. White sock. Okay. And were there any lights on back there in the alley to help you find that item? No, sir. Okay. Were you using your flashlight still? Yes, sir. Officer Ferry still got his flashlight. Yes. Okay, so you actually saw it as you were scanning the ground there. That's correct. Okay. Again, I don't want to put out anything that's wrong about this case. We want justice for Devin and Damon, and we have to do it with facts. So I encourage my subs, I encourage the people that watch my videos, if they know that I've gotten something wrong, that I put out misinformation, I want you to call me out on it. And I apologize to Danelle. I can admit that I got that wrong. I'm here to set that record straight. What about you, Rich? What about you, Mystery Maverick?